Hey, let's talk about autistic history and the Autism Wars. This is part 10 of a series. Alright, so at this point, here's what we know. We know the term autism was coined in 1911 and referred to behavior associated with schizophrenia. We also know that autism used to be diagnosed as childhood schizophrenia or childhood psychosis instead of autism, and that was something that was interchangeable with the diagnosis of autism all the way up into the 50s and 60s. And also what happened is in 1987, just to bring up to the 90s, a study on applied behavioral analysis was published, and this was pioneered by Ivar Lovaas over at the University of California, Los Angeles, or UCLA. This is a study where they recommended 40 hours a week for autistic kids to have as therapy, and the statement was that these autistic kids would be indistinguishable from their non-autistic peers by the time they reach age 7. So there's a lot of controversy and debate even within Lovaas's own field about this study, but we're going to move forward to the 90s right now. We'll talk more about Lovaas in the future. But for now, let's get to the 90s and look at this explosion of parent-founded autism organizations. It's astonishing. It's just astonishing. The 90s start off great with the establishment of the Americans with Disabilities Act, or the ADA, that protects people like me who are disabled from being discriminated in various areas. So the 90s start off great, but then we gotta look at this explosion of parent-founded autism organizations. It's wild. And also at the very beginning of 1990 in March, Bruno Bettelheim passes, and this is the era when his non-credentials are exposed and his plagiarism and his abuse of his students. So that's part of the atmosphere as these other parent organizations are getting launched. All right, first up is the Marcus Institute, launched in 1991 by Bernie and Billy Marcus in Atlanta, Georgia. Does the name Bernie Marcus sound familiar to anyone at all in here in autistic history? If it does, there's a reason. We'll talk about that soon. In 1992, the Dan Marino Foundation is launched by parents of an autistic, Dan Marino and Claire Marino. 1993, we have the Holly Rod Foundation being established by parents of an autistic, Rodney and Holly Robinson Pete. We're starting to hear a little bit of Hollywood, are ya? In 1993, Families for Effective Autism Treatment, FEAT, was established by a group of parents and professionals who wanted to improve early intervention services in Sacramento, California. In 1994, you have the National Alliance for Autism Research, or NAAR, launched by parents of an autistic, Eric London and Karen Margulies London. Right, and if that sounds familiar, there's a reason for it. We'll talk about it soon. In 1995, Bernard Rimland strikes again and launches the Defeat Autism Now, or DAN, organization. Oh, goodness. This was an extra special group we will definitely talk a lot more about in the future. So in 1995, we also have Cure Autism Now being launched. It's also referred to as CAN. Now, the founders of this organization were parents of an autistic, and that was John Shaystack and Portia Iverson. Now, if that sounds Hollywood to you, that's because it is. We definitely have Hollywood celebrity tie-in right through here in a big way, but we'll share more of that coming up. Also in 1995, there is a organization launched called SAFE, S-A-F-E, Inc., and these are founded by parents of an autistic George and Claire Shady. Yeah, wow. So that's a lot already. A lot, right? But still, there's more. In 1997, we have the Autism Genetic Resource Exchange, AGRE, being founded. In 1997, we have the Southwest Autism Research and Resource Center, SARRC, being founded by parents of an autistic Denise Resnick, Cindy Schneider, and Ron Melmed. In 1998, we have the UC Mind Institute being founded by parents of an autistic Chuck and Sarah Gardner. Gardner, yes, hopefully I said that right. In 1998, we also have the Autism Tissue Program being established, as well as the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation being established by a parent of an autistic Doug Flutie. I think this is a sports connection. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly how, but I believe so. In 99, we have the Autism Coalition being formed by Kevin Murray and a couple other folks. This is a parent-founded organization with the goal to play a critical role to bring autism organizational leaders together to identify common ground, raise funds, and public awareness. So already in 99, you can see a hint at these wars between the groups with the critical role to bring autism organizational leaders together. That's interesting. And to identify common ground. So here we go. The mythology systems or the belief systems of autism being again hinted at here. Also in 99, we have First Signs, an organization founded by a parent of an autistic, Nancy Wiseman. And we have the Autism Coalition for Research and Education, ACRE, being launched. And let's see, there's so much. Unlocking Autism is another autism organization launched by a parent of an autistic, Shelley Hendricks. Oh goodness, any more that I can mention now? Oh, there's so much going on. This is absolutely not an all-inclusive list, but I think it may be enough to show just how wild this got in the 90s with the absence now of Bettelheim's influence and Rimland and Lovaas launching a parent organization in the 60s to now in the 90s. We have this next big wave coming in of parent advocates, and it really does just get so wild from here. So I'm going to stop this here now. We are going to be taking a stroll through the 90s for a while. It gets a lot into everything, including a first push for legislation that includes using Hollywood celebrities to testify on behalf of autism organizations and their friends with autistic kids. Yeah, from the get-go, we have Hollywood celebrities representing autism even in Congress, I think. So more in part 11 coming soon. Thank you so much for joining me.